Hey everyone, today we have a little bit of a problem. We had our water heater break, our internet service go out, her phone broke, our Wi-Fi repeater broke.
Within a week.
We have an Alde hydronic heating system. It does our heat for the camper as well as our hot water. Last night we were outside actually trying to build a fire, and Sasha went inside and realized that there was a big puddle on the floor.
So I shut the pump off and then I opened a few compartments and I figured out that the water was actually coming from the Alde compartment. Scott examined it and it sounds like it failed, it burst. Bursted?
No, burst.
Burst.
I used a flashlight and Sasha turned the pump on and I saw it squirting out the side of the Alde, which is not where it's supposed to be.
It happened on Friday night, so we couldn't really call support. They were all closed.
We tried. In fact, they closed at 5 and it happened at 4:30 and we started calling, but we haven't heard back yet. We're in Central Louisiana right now and we looked at the Alde website with the dealer locator and we found there's one in southern Louisiana, but that's not the direction we're going. There's a bunch in Texas, but Texas is gigantic.
Yeah.
There's one in Houston, there's one in Dallas. One of them said they could take us in February. The other one said they're closed. The service department's closed. It's 11 o'clock now on Saturday. So my hope is that Monday morning we can be somewhere between maybe Dallas and Houston. I kind of want to go to the Space Museum. We're at this awesome boondock spot. It's really far out in the middle of the forest.
Yeah,
Cajun National Forest.
Native American name. We haven't had a single car coming up to us at all. Normally we have at least some traffic, but it was just super quiet. We have these beautiful pine trees.
Yeah, I kind of like it here. I was hoping to have a fire. Pretty rare to find a boondock spot where no one comes out. Normally we have at least someone come out and try to turn around or
Plus
whatever.
we have cell service, which is rare.
We do have cell service. Oh, that's right. So there's another thing that happened. Apparently we get here and everything breaks. We got here, we woke up in the morning and the internet wasn't working. So I reset the router and it still wasn't working. We have our AT&T internet and then we have our visible wireless and we can tether with our phones pretty well, but it's not as fast as our AT&T service. Yeah. Which is really terrible when we're trying to upload YouTube videos. I have a lot of data needs and I do a lot of uploading. Last month I may possibly have accidentally uploaded 1.5 terabytes. I was warned that if I go over a terabyte, my account might get shut down. And it did. So I checked my email and there it was the notice that I got disconnected. So now we have our phones only.
We don't like that.
No. So the other thing is Sasha's phone broke. It still works, but the top of the screen isn't working. She has an old iPhone 8. I have an iPhone 8.
Yeah.
And so we want to go get a new phone. It's what I use to fly the drone. We use it for traveling directions, as a camera for vlogging, internet access, video editing. At this point, probably, aside from the camper and the truck,
we use it.
it's our most important tool.
Yeah.
Basically, the East Coast is sold out. Louisiana, Tennessee is sold out. Texas has maybe one or two. We're probably going to go buy it because now that her phone's broken, she's using my phone all the time. I need to go fly the drone. I can't because she's got a post and it's been a nightmare.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had our water heater break, our internet service go out, her phone broke, there's something else. Oh, our Wi-Fi repeater broke.
Within a week.
I guess it's been 30,000 miles. We've been on the road for like a little over a year, and I don't know, it's all starting to catch up to us now. So we're gonna try to drag you along and show you what we do and maybe some of the not so fun parts of being a full-time traveler in a RV. We packed everything up and we'll take you along for the ride. On the road again. So we're in Central Louisiana now and we are headed towards, let me see here. It's called Winnie Stoll Country Park. It's a free municipal campground, I guess. It's like a town park that has water and electric hookups and it's free apparently. We do need water, we don't need electricity, but we're also out of propane. Not out of propane. We only have about a half a tank left. So we're trying to get propane on our way, and before we leave Louisiana, we want to also get some Cajun food. So we're looking for that. So hopefully in the next 2 or 3 hours we can find some food, some propane, and then get to our final destination before it's too late. So we just stopped at a Tractor Supply. No propane. It's one of these Tractor Supplies in a strip mall, and a lot of the times we find they don't have propane.
She said that they don't fill propane?
There's 2 others that we went to that didn't, and they were in a strip mall just like this. I'll just look for propane on Google and see what we find. So we're driving on a concrete highway. I don't know if you can hear it. Probably. It's super loud. It's like a textured highway. We've been calling around to Tractor Supplies and hardware stores, and unfortunately it's Saturday, and I guess it's common for the hardware stores to be closed.
Hi, I was wondering if you fill propane? Perfect, thank you so much. Oh, okay, thank you. I think we're gonna be there probably in about an hour. We're pretty far away. One place was not filling propane, but the other place was, and she actually said that we might want to hurry because they just have 20% left. So I said that we're about an hour away. And
so Sasha's been calling several places, and a lot of them don't even do propane at all. But luckily, we found one. But now they're warning us that they're running out of propane, so we might want to get there soon.
Fingers crossed.
30 last night. It's been between 25 and 35 every night for the last week, so we burned some propane pretty fast.
Yeah. Is that graveyard?
That's weird.
Wow.
Above-ground
Just
caskets. Oh, remember?
Yeah.
They can't bury them in the ground because
it floods.
float.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of blue tarps on roofs around here, and I'm wondering if there was a recent storm that came through here, because it seems like a lot of people have roof damage. Yeah, it looks like a hurricane.
Something must have happened here. So it looks like the Hurricane Zeta made landfall near Cajun, Louisiana on Wednesday afternoon as a Category 2 storm, lashing the coast with 110-mile-an-hour winds, according to the officials. Forecasters said the hurricane was hitting the Gulf Coast with a life-threatening storm surge and strong winds. That was on October 29th, 2020. So it looks like that's what happened.
So that was pretty recent.
Like 2 months ago?
What month is it? Oh, it's December now.
December, yeah.
But that was almost November.
Yeah.
So it's like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
Because it looked like fresh damage, and it's everywhere. Pretty sad. Well, thank you for Googling that.
Yeah.
As we drive, we come across so many things that we don't know, like questions about how do oil derricks work, and why do they burn off all of this extra gas, and what happened in the storm, and just there's so many questions that we end up spending probably too much time Googling stuff, and then you never actually answer all your questions. Even though we're in the same country, the different regions, there's such a huge diversity of things and habits and cultures and scenery and stuff. We came through this area last year, and we just had tons and tons of questions, and I think we had traveled a lot by then, and we were kind of burned out with trying to figure everything out. So now some of the questions are coming up again, and we're taking the time to research and answer some of them. I can't tell if that's a new mobile home or if that is a broken mobile home. Looks like someone's carrying that away from storm damage. We haven't driven through a really storm-torn area in a long time, and this was a month and a half ago. So they've cleaned up a lot of it, but missing sign there. Fortunately, though, we've arrived at Tractor Supply.
Well, hopefully they didn't run out of propane and we can fill up.
Yeah, the gate's open, so I'll get the propane tanks and we'll go do that.
This whole experience with Tractor Supply was absolutely amazing. This lady, she came up to me asking me like, were you that person who called me about an hour ago to fill up propane? And I was like, yeah. She's like, I was turning away like every single person because they had big tanks, and I was waiting for you because you called in and they did not. So it was just very personal and very sweet that she was able to remember. We got to fill up our tanks with no problem, and there was actually enough propane to fill up the other people's tanks. So,
you know, I think they have this gigantic tank. How much propane can they go through? So I asked her, and she said that they had the tank filled a day and a half ago. It's 1,000 gallons, and they're empty now. Yeah. When we got here, they had 5% left, and there was us and then like 4 or 5 other people waiting for it. So if we got in here maybe in another hour, we would have been out of propane.
That's it, yeah.
It's kind of nice when these things work out, and it's super convenient that you called because she probably wouldn't have held on to it. There's a chance we could have not had propane. The lady filling the propane, she was saying that the hurricane was pretty bad and she lost her roof. She said that everything's mostly cleaned up now in terms of like the trash everywhere, but there's a lot of roofs missing, a lot of damage.
That's horrible.
We've noticed a lot of businesses are missing their signs. And then as we were loading up our propane tank, a guy in the truck next to us asked where we were from. And we said New Hampshire, and he's like, oh, I might be going up to New Hampshire to get away from these storms. He said, don't hang out in Louisiana too long, or a hurricane might get you. So we're driving through town, headed towards a Cajun restaurant. We wanted to get some Cajun food before we leave Louisiana. And I'm not really sure what town we're in, but everywhere we look, everywhere we go, this town in particular is just destroyed with windows missing, roofs missing, collapsed buildings. There's a light. I don't know if you can see it. It's a sad light. It's bent and hanging down. We see all these areas with piles of a lot of mattresses, stuff like that. So obviously people's houses were destroyed, and then all the contents are just piled up, and then they come by with a trash truck and clean it all up. Pretty terrible. Being from New Hampshire, I've been through many hurricanes, but nothing that's super destructive unless you live on the coast, like right on the beach or something like that. I've seen some pretty bad damage, but we're, I don't know, 50 miles inland, and this is pretty bad damage. We also see a lot of billboards for hurricane claims and roofing repair. So at least some businesses are booming.
It's probably closed.
Yep. So this is the Cajun restaurant we wanted to come to, but it appears as though they are closed. So since we're stopped anyway, take a look. Yeah, it looks like the roof was obliterated, and they put this protection up, which apparently saved the windows. But yeah, churches, everything's just demolished. It's pretty terrible to see. Makes you feel fortunate that you have things that work and you're not, I guess, dealing with this. Like our water heater's broken, which is pretty aggravating. But we still have a home to live in, and nothing major is broken with it. So I guess seeing this kind of puts things in perspective. We're pretty fortunate to be able to travel and drive around and see things and not worry too much about it. And if there was a hurricane coming, we can just drive away. And we've actually talked about that. If there's tornadoes, hurricanes, warnings, we had to do that last year. We had to kind of run away from a tornado-warned thunderstorm in Utah. And that was pretty scary. It was right on our heels. I feel bad for these people, and hopefully they can recover quickly. The guy said it was a pretty bad hurricane. I know they're used to it around here, but this one looks like it was pretty severe. A lot of stuff is closed. We were driving down and we saw all those like roadside barbecue places that people set up. So I'm guessing that's because all the restaurants are closed. So people get together and, I don't know, do like a roadside restaurant, which I think is super cool. The sky's crazy. It's got like all the pastels and
Look at all of this damage with all these roofs.
So we found this place called the Blues Landing.
We actually call them and make sure that they're open and we can dine in there.
I love Cajun food.
I like food.
Food. Time to eat.
There's just one fork. That's it. No knives. Nothing.
You don't need anything else.
Boop.
Boop, boop. Honk, honk. What is gumbo?
It's not a...
What I think gumbo is...
Here.
It's like a mixture of rice and...
Thank you.
You're welcome. Y'all need a few minutes to look it over, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right,
okay?
thank you.
Thank you.
My understanding of gumbo is
I
it's
saw
like
pictures.
a mixture of like
Stuff,
rice and
yeah.
seasonings and spices and food, and I don't really know.
If I were to ask for some, what's a gumbo?
Just be like, get out of here. I googled it. That is andouille gumbo. Andouille chicken and andouille gumbo.
Andouille gumbo.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't do well with French.
Do you want to try that?
That's what I'm getting.
Okay.
So this is our meal.
So I got some etouffee with crawfish and some fried okra. It looks very good.
Looks good. Smells delicious.
I love fried okra.
You're gonna have to share those with me.
You don't like okra, remember?
It's delicious. Again.
We should have a dog and we should name it Hush Puppy. Time to finish this.
So it was $12 and $14, so not too bad. Found water.
We're always looking for water. Whenever I see like a faucet or a spigot, I'm like, I need to try it.
Le Blues. It was good. So we don't really like recording too much when we're in a restaurant. Just kind of, I don't know, rude. I know a lot of people do it, but we don't like to. Very good. Really good food.
Yeah. We still have some left.
They've been closed for 8 months because of COVID and then 2 hurricanes in a row. So they just reopened, and glad we stopped. It was actually delicious, and we're just about to leave Louisiana, so it was our final good experience in Louisiana. So do you see the glow on Sasha's face? It's from the sun. It's actually a beautiful sunset. We are in Sulphur.
We're covered in sulfur? No, we're not.
Sulphur.
It's a name of town.
Yeah.
I like some names.
All right,
Gotta go.
another hour or so, and then I gotta get some Dicel fuel.
Okay.
I need some diesel. So I don't think we'll be getting any diesel fuel here. It looks like they lost their pumps. We found this gas station, but all of the signs are ripped down. There's no prices, and some of the pumps are missing there. It looks like they're open. It looks like we can get diesel. I don't know how much it's gonna cost, but at this point, I'll just take whatever I can get. So we found diesel. Unfortunately, this is a very, very slow pump. Gas station across the street. Looks like the storm is pretty severe. Everyone we've talked to has said that it was a pretty bad storm. We didn't know anything about it because we were pretty, I guess, away from news and service back when it happened. Looks like they're doing all right though. All right, we have our $53.56 of fuel, and we're on the road again. It's getting dark out. So we are out of Louisiana into Texas.
Yay! Super excited.
We like Texas.
We like Texas, yeah.
We're getting our beloved water. So we are at a campground. When you pull in, they ask you to call to find information, and when I called, no one picked up, and the voicemail box was full, so I couldn't really find anything out. We'll call in the morning.
It's almost full, I can hear it. So I'm preparing to shut it off as soon as I can.
So anyways, nice to be back to Texas.
We're very happy, very excited.
Yeah, we are. We like Texas. And we have some friends to meet and a lot of stuff to do, but tomorrow we'll figure it all out. Which direction we're going to find an RV dealer to get the water heater fixed, because at this point, that's our biggest issue. We might go check out the Christmas parade or celebration, whatever it is over there, and it's once we get water. We need water. We always need water. Look.
Santa swings down the chimney first and loves all the reindeer jitterbug.
It was very exciting to see us on TV, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I'm
We're
probably...
movie stars now.
Yeah.
That's been especially difficult.
Hi everyone, I'm Sasha.
And I'm Scott.
Scott and Sasha latched onto the trend before the pandemic.
I think she's trying to ride it.